You make $13,000 per month as a 23-year-old. You have $600,000 in debt.
The 600K is nuts.
You have an Airbnb and you're wondering if you should sell it?
But right now it's recently been on the downtrend, and I'm looking to see if I should move that into other safer investments.
So you purchased this property for short-term rental purposes a couple years ago, and now things seem to be slowing down.
Yeah, from what it's looking like right now, it has slowed down a bit. I'm not sure if it's just seasonal, but I'm starting to think that the whole home appreciation, Airbnb short-term rental investment move was maybe a bad call. I would have been better off just investing in stocks.
Let's dive into it and just see what it looks like. How old are you, James?
23.
Where are you located?
California.
Is your Airbnb also in California?
No, it's actually in Utah. It was passed to me. It was like an off-market deal from my uncle. He's a realtor, and he was like, this property is so great, man. You got to look into this, check this out. And I looked into it, seemed like a good option, and I went for it. This was when I was 21.
How much did you put down?
I didn't really put anything down besides the earnest money and the closing costs and everything like that, and got a decent interest rate for my age.
What's the rate?
It's 6.7%.
And what is the loan?
547.
Do you have any other debt?
This is another one of those crazy purchases. I just purchased a Tesla. It's a Model X Plaid. I purchased that for $59,000.
What's left on the loan?
51.
And what was the interest rate?
It was pretty bad. It was 7.
Whew. Let's talk about income. How much you making?
Just to be safe, let's just say 13,000.
You make $13,000 per month as a 23-year-old?
Correct.
What the hell do you do? Like OnlyFans? What are you doing?
I've gotten requests to do it, but no, I haven't done OnlyFans.
Okay.
No, I do sales. I'm a sales manager.
What kind of sales?
Solar sales.
Great income, and then you have about, let's just say, $600,000 in debt. What are your expenses each month? Sure.
It's about like $3,000 a month.
So $3K per month, and that includes pretty much everything. What do you have in savings?
You're not gonna like this one. I got zero.
James, you make
$0.
13 grand per month, but you have nothing in savings. What would you do if you lost your income?
I would probably sell some stocks and move some out of my Robinhood. I keep practically, this might be a hot take, I keep like everything in my Robinhood, like even cash. They have a high yield cash thing, I think, like with Robinhood Gold.
And you have liquid cash in there?
I have some, but I only use it for just buying whenever I see an opportunity for like buying opportunities and stuff.
Oh, how much do you have in there in liquid, not invested?
I got $15,100.
Oh, okay. That's good. All right, let's talk about assets. So you have the Airbnb. Do you have any stocks, crypto? What do you got in total?
Yeah, I got like 90% in stocks. And then, but if you want the actual like assets number for including like private investments and also like the home equity, you can put like 175.
So James, when you see these numbers on your screen, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
The 600K is nuts. When I look at it that way, I've never really thought of it that way. Just because, I don't know, I kind of just went for it without advice. I was like, no, this seems like a good option. I looked at the market, look at what other Airbnbs were going for, and I'm a big skier, like we were talking about earlier, and it seemed like a good option, but it does make up a significant, almost everything in terms of debt, and I'm got a long way to go paying it off.
So would you say it's starting to stress you out?
Honestly, yeah, like having to pay the residual amount of the mortgage month after month after month, like is starting to get kind of worrisome, and I'm wondering like, oh, is it better to just sell it, maybe go into a long-term rental property, or just sell it and just go straight into stocks? I'd love to get your advice on that.
Okay. What was the total cost of this car?
It was $59,000 before like sales tax.
You can afford this car. The only thing is the interest rate.
So would you recommend, like, if my monthly payment is like $900, would you recommend putting 2 down a month, or how would you go about it?
Yeah, I would basically stop investing. Anything other than a 401k match, which you don't have. Stop investing and just pile every penny you can into this and pay it off as soon as possible.
What if I'm getting a higher return in the stock market?
Well, long-term historically, the stock market has returned about 10% before inflation, 7% after, which is the main reason why we want to attack this. Now, any short-term returns, you have to understand that it's incredibly difficult, nearly impossible to beat the stock market long-term. So while you may have some wins in the short term, 1, 2, 3, even 5 years, probably unlikely that you, even myself, can beat the market. Kind of see where we're going with this?
No, I definitely am not going to try and say I could definitely beat the market, especially after April. I got margin called and lost like $60,000.
Oof.
Yeah,
hold on. Tell me about that. How'd that happen?
That was, so I'm engaged. I'm recently engaged, and I was going on a trip with my, at the time, girlfriend's family. And right when we're like leaving for the flight, it's early in the morning, we just see this massive flash crash. I'm just like seeing like there's no way it could go lower than this amount, and it did. Like we're at the zoo, and I'm just getting nuked, and I'm like, okay, I gotta take my losses and then just regroup, and then I got margin called.
My
And
gosh.
all leading up to that, like in January, I was like entering the quarter mil mark. Like Nvidia and TSM were going insane, and I was like, I'm the goat with this margin. I thought I was like Warren Buffett, and
Yep.
then
And then you got
out
wrecked.
the hard way.
Yeah. That is an insane amount of risk, dude. But I get it. That's not shocking. I talked to a lot of young dudes that are doing similar stuff. They're basically gambling. Like they want to have, they don't want to use their own money, first of all. And you kind of hinted at not wanting to, keep a whole lot in savings as well. I mean, you experienced it once. The reason why you don't have it turned off is because you experienced such a rush with this stuff, and your brain is like, let's do it again. Because that felt really good. Felt really good. Yeah.
I can't deny it.
Yeah. It's why gambling is also so addictive. The thing is, willpower is not the solution here. Like, I can tell you to turn off margin and stop doing this, but it's going to take more work than that. Like, once again, James, you're 23, you're in California, you make $13,000 per month in solar sales, $600K in debt. That is a Tesla Model X and a Airbnb, $547,000. And you're saying that the Airbnb is kind of slowing down and you're thinking about selling it.
Well, with the Navy Federal Homebuyer's Choice Loan, I could theoretically just 1031 exchange it into another property that's probably more advantageous, such as like a long-term fourplex or duplex or something like that. And I feel like that might be a better option than some ski Airbnb chateau type thing.
Yeah, I'd say just do whatever is going to make you less stressed, because that's not worth it. So if this whole thing is just a pain across the board, I would consider just getting rid of it. Now, you did mention it, maybe it's a seasonal thing. I'm not a real estate person. I'm not sure. I've seen people do terrible things with real estate and they get wrecked. I've seen people find success with real estate. So if you want to convert it to a long-term rental, I'd say as long as you do the research, you don't just jump into it. That's going to be step one. And then if it just ends up being too much of a pain, then consider getting rid of it. And as you saw, like, you clearly do not need real estate to build an insane amount of wealth. And there are tax benefits. Like, you don't have to pay taxes potentially on all of this, potentially. I know people say, oh, but real estate, you got the deductions. No, you have some tax advantage accounts, Roth IRA, Roth 401k, and you don't have to pay taxes on this as well.
I've even considered selling it and putting it either towards, I see someone in the chat saying, do a 1031 exchange. I've thought of that. Or I've thought about just selling it and buying like a franchise or something like that. I would like to do something of that nature.
Yeah, I'll just say, as long as you do the research, understand the numbers, understand the risk, account for all of it. Do what makes sense for you. Yeah.
You a skier?
Snowboarder.
Snowboarder. I should have known. I do a lot of skiing up there, so that's another portion of me like thinking, oh, should I just hold on to it, and I can stay up there with the homies and stuff and go skiing.
Yeah. You could also just get a hotel or rent an Airbnb,
There's the voice of reason.
Right? Some people say, oh, I want to buy this big truck because, eventually I'm going to have to go to Home Depot and have like a bunch of stuff in the trunk. It's like, then fucking rent a truck when you need it, genius. Why are we buying a truck and we're going to use it once a year?
Real.
So like, same logic. Like, you have this Airbnb. We don't want to justify it by saying, oh, we're going to use it once a year. Anyway, you know the whole spiel.